Ever wondered what makes Boston's food scene legendary? Join us as we uncover 5 of the city's most iconic dishes that you simply can't miss on your family's next adventure. On our adventure to Boston, we tried 5 iconic foods that the city is known for. We tried everything from clam chowder to lobster. We even made a pit stop at a local chain that started right here in Boston and stopped into one of the oldest continuously operating restaurants in the country. But first, we're going to start our foodie adventure with dessert, frappes. First of all, did you know that in New England there is a technical difference between milkshakes and frappes? In New England, milkshakes are just that, milk-only based drinks that have a flavoring like chocolate or strawberry added. Now add in ice cream to that mixture and you've got yourself a frappe. After doing a little research, we stopped off at Boston Burger Company. We came for the frappes because it said that they have some of the best in town. They weren't wrong. We had 2 of the frappes and thoroughly enjoyed them. What we weren't expecting was that we'd like the food. I had the garlic fries with honey barbecue chicken. Paul had a burger, and of course, the little guy had his chicken tenders.
The boneless chicken wings were delicious. They were chicken breasts that had been cut down. It didn't taste like chicken from a bag that was just thrown into a fryer. It tasted very much like chicken breasts that had been sliced individually and cooked up. So it was really good. They managed to keep it still tender and juicy. The garlic Parmesan fries, those were good. The only thing I will say about them is they felt a little oily to me. Paul was okay with them, but they were good. They were excellent. Little guy liked his chicken tenders, but he didn't like the fries that came with them because they were more like potato chips than fries, and they were really hard fried, so he didn't love those.
All right, so I thought the burger was good. It was juicy, it was flavorful. I asked for it as medium, and it came out that way, and it was really juicy. The only complaint was that for the the provolone that I asked, I didn't get much of a flavor from the provolone, but overall the burger was good.
Now, let's talk about those milkshakes, or shall I say, frappes. They were delicious. I had a chocolate and M&M frappe, and the little guy had vanilla. I was worried that the chocolate shake would be stuffed with M&Ms, but that wasn't the case. There were a few minis sprinkled on the top for decoration, and they were embedded around the outer rim of the glass. I can recommend this frappe. The little guy had vanilla, which had what seemed to be ground graham cracker around the outer rim of his glass. He enjoyed this, but has decided that he does not like whipped cream, which is a bit awkward and messy once you've ordered and didn't ask them to hold the whipped cream. Once we got that cleared off for him, he enjoyed it even more and had enough to sip on his way back to the hotel. Next up on our iconic foodie tour is a staple over at Fenway Park, the Fenway Franks. It's said that this ballpark favorite has been served at the park since 1912. We were able to enjoy one on our visit to the park. If you're a baseball fan, be sure to check out our tour of the historic Fenway Park. We'll link it for you above and below. What makes Fenway Franks unique is that they are both boiled and grilled. This is said to be done so that the franks stay juicy and at the same time give you the snap of a grilled frank. I found the Fenway Frank to be enjoyable. It had a flavor that was different than what I'm used to. It was more subtle and mild than you would find from your average hot dog. Before we visit the oldest continually operating restaurant in the country, let's stop by a hometown original. We stopped into Legal Seafood, a restaurant native to the area that started as a fish market in 1950. Conveniently located across from the aquarium at Boston's Long Wharf, it was an easy choice for lunch. Everyone left here feeling satisfied and happy. The little guy, as a surprise to no one, had his tenders, which is all he lives for, so he was satisfied. I had the fish and chips and the lobster bisque. And if you watched any of the videos where I've had lobster bisque before, you know that I am serious about my lobster bisque. All I can say is finally a proper lobster bisque. The fish that I had in my fish and chips was not a cod, but it was a very similar mild fish to that of a cod or a haddock. I thoroughly enjoyed my meal and can recommend it. I also had the mango lemon drop. Delish. It was citrus vodka based with mango puree and lemon. This one just might sneak up on you. Paul had the colossal shrimp, blackened, and they were tasty and spicy, with either a touch of curry or allspice. He also had a side of rice with his dish and enjoyed that as well. And now, let's visit the restaurant that has been in operation since 1826, Union Oyster House. It is said to be the oldest restaurant in the city and continuously operating restaurant in the country. Located on the Freedom Trail and near the waterfront, this restaurant is located near some of Boston's most historic sites. Interestingly, though it's operated as a restaurant since 1826, it's thought that the building was originally erected sometime back in the 1600s and had operated in 1742 as a fabric distributor, with the river coming right up to the back door at the time. In 1771, it served as a printer in its upper floors. In 1775, it became a dry goods store. And in 1826, it switched over to Atwood and Bacon, where it started to serve oysters. And now for a little controversy. You all let me know what you think in the comments below. There's a little controversy around where JFK actually proposed to Jackie, because Martin's Tavern says that he proposed there, and Parker's Restaurant said that it happened there. Does anyone really know? And what's not in dispute is that JFK actually did spend a lot of time here at Union Oyster House. It's said that this booth in the upstairs dining room was his favorite. We stopped into the Union Oyster House because it's said to have 3 of the 5 Boston iconic dishes that we were looking for on their menu: lobster rolls, oysters, and clam chowder.
Really quick on the clam chowder, it is absolutely delicious. It's nice and creamy. The potatoes are sweet and the clams are nice and tender. This is really good. Yeah, the best clam chowder I've ever had.
Paul is the oyster lover in our group, and he loved these oysters that came in from Chatham. The oysters were fresh and delicious, and the horseradish was spicy. And as for the lobster roll, the portions were generous. The lobster was like butter. It was absolutely fresh and delicious. Truly one of the best lobster rolls I've ever had. And believe it or not, eating is not all that we did on this trip. Be sure to check out our Boston playlist to see all of the sites we visited and take a tour of our room at the Boston Mandarin Oriental. Where's your favorite spot to eat in Boston? Share in the comments below. We hope that you've enjoyed our foodie tour of iconic Boston eats. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so that you know when the next adventure begins. And no matter where your next adventure takes you, we hope that you enjoy the journey. Bye now.